This video is essentially going to be about my exact business journey from when I started, which is about late 2020 to about mid 2025 when I stopped. I'm going to be talking about what's worked, what's failed, what I plan to do in the future, completely authentic. I'm not going to leave anything out. All the wins, all the losses, all the times I worked really hard, all the times I was very lazy and I did nothing. Literally everything I can possibly think of, exactly authentic, exactly honest, exactly how it happened. I'm not going to leave anything out. It is essentially my online business journey in the last couple of years. Back in late 2020, everything had changed for me because my friend, Ben West, who I'm still friends with, introduced me to this concept of making money on the internet, online, and making me realize that I didn't have to go out and get a job to make a living, essentially. At the time, he was running an Instagram theme page with over 100k followers, and what he would do is he would make videos, gym-inspired videos, post them, make edits, make it grow attention, grow followers, get views, and then he'd sell paid promos and he'd make money that way. And it was, for a 13, 14-year-old kid, it was decent money. It was a good start into the online business world. That's when I started my first method of making money online. With his help, I started my own Instagram theme page, testing stuff, growing pages, trying to make it work. I soon realized that this wasn't going to be a permanent way of making money, and it wasn't going to be a lot of money at all. I decided to keep asking Ben questions about other things to do with online business while also doing my own research, which is what I ended up doing and then getting into something else. At this point, I was probably about 15 years old. I didn't have any confidence, no real business skills. I didn't think I was good enough to do business the traditional way, I guess you could say. So while the process of learning more about online business, I came across freelancing, which is essentially you get good at a service and you offer that service to businesses, and it's basically a job. It's an online job basically. But during this process, I decided I was going to go into Excel spreadsheets. I was building spreadsheets, organizing, doing financial modeling, pretty much anything I could learn on Excel, I would do, and I would offer that to other businesses. Everything from profit and loss sheets to budget sheets, I would pretty much cover as much as I could. It was a difficult job to learn, but at this age, being probably 15, I enjoyed making my own money off my own back without having to rely on anyone else, knowing that I did this by myself. I taught the skill to myself, and then I went and used it and I got something out of it. I was making money on my own. I was doing it without anyone's help. I was doing it completely off my own back. And yeah, at this point, I wasn't complaining, but the more I started to research in my own spare time, I realized I could be doing something better with my time. I could learn other things to make me more money by putting in less work, because this was a good job, but I wasn't getting paid enough for what the hours I was putting in. Putting in 7 to 9 hours per day, making pretty much less than minimum wage, maybe just about minimum wage, doesn't seem worth it. It didn't seem worth it to me. And to be honest, you guys probably think I'm an idiot for even taking that job to begin with. But in my head, I was thinking, I'm a 15-year-old kid. I want to make money, and I don't know how, but this is making me money, so let me just do this. And with hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done it for that low of a price, but I'm not really mad at it because I learned a really important skill, which I still use today, and it gave me a lot of confidence to, get into the traditional way of doing business and getting into business. At the end of the day, I'm not really mad at it. It was my first earnings. I learned a high income skill, and it gave me a real understanding to what I had to do moving forward if I was to start my own business, and it gave me the confidence to start my own business. By late 2021, maybe early 2022, I knew about the agency model, but from doing freelancing, I had the confidence to start an agency. This is because before my time as a freelancer, I didn't have the confidence to go out there and go straight into an agency. I felt like it was too big. It was too big for me to just go straight into it. Like it was just above me in a way. So now that I had gone through the freelancing gig for like 8-9 months, it had given me the confidence to, go out there and start my own agency and I had the confidence to do it. So my first agency was a short form content agency, and this was around the time where TikTok was really starting to go up in popularity. Everyone was starting to use TikTok. Instagram Reels were developing as well. YouTube Shorts. Short form content was the new meta, I guess. People needed to post on short form content platforms in order to succeed, in order to get traction, people who were influencers. So I hadn't really seen many people create agencies around this idea. So I decided, why not? I decided to create a short format content agency, which essentially clipped up clips of long form for content creators, and I put them into short, like 15-30 second clips, and I'd post them on different burner accounts for, I mean burner accounts as in just random TikTok accounts that I created. So people would come across it, watch it, become entertained, and then from that video, they would go and watch the original long form content. This would help the influencer get more engagement with their content. It would grow their audience. And this is what influencers wanted. This is what content creators wanted. I was extremely successful with this model, and I really did think that I was just going to be doing this for the rest of my life. I was just going to be clipping up content and I'd be posting it for streamers, making money off it. It was good money, like it wasn't bad money at all. I felt like I was getting compensated well for the job I was doing. And also I got to a point where I was making enough money. I was giving work away to freelancers to just do it for me, and I wasn't really doing much except outreach and meetings. I wasn't actually doing the clipping up anymore. It was a simple enough process, it was a simple enough service to carry out. It was just really tedious. So paying someone else a small amount of money to do it for me, it was worth it for the money that I was making. It was just a sales job at the end of the day. I really did feel like I was on top of the world. I was making good money. I was helping clients grow their own businesses, essentially, because content creation is a business. I was helping people make more money. I was making myself money. I thought this was great. But then AI came around and it completely destroyed my business model. So in October 2022, all of this just completely changed. It's like 1 week I was on top of the world, making all the money in the world. To the next week, AI just completely ruining my business. The concept of clipping up people's videos had been completely automated. So something that I was charging $500-$600 a month for these content creators, it was just a $30 subscription because of AI. Literally everything I was offering was completely automated and for extremely cheaper for what I was charging. So then because of this, the entire business just died. Like I lost all my clients. I had nothing. I was back to zero. I had no more money coming through. I had no clients. I was demotivated. And then came 2023. I'll be honest, I was extremely lazy this year because near the end of 2022 was when AI came about and crashed my business. I was feeling really demotivated. My confidence was gone. I just really didn't want to do it anymore because I thought I'm going to put so much effort into it, put so much hours into it just for something else to just ruin it. And this did cause me to be extremely lazy for a really long time. Towards the end of that year, I decided I need to get back into it because, you know, I did enjoy it. As time consuming as it is and as tedious some of the work can be, it's way better than, you know, waking up in the morning and going to your normal job. That's what I was thinking around year 10, year 11. So I just didn't want to get a normal job. So I had to find something else to do. I started learning a lot more about SMMA because I didn't really know what sort of service to sell. I didn't really have a blueprint back then. I just thought, let me sell a service to a niche. That's all I knew. This is the basic idea of what I knew. And I thought I'll just put it to practice with SMMA because it's a proven business model. It's like the business model that everyone gets into when they first start online business. I already had experience with a short form content agency. I thought I may as well just try SMMA. It's easy enough. Social media marketing agency. You sell ads to a niche of your choice. Facebook ads, Instagram ads, whatever it is, and you help them get more clients. I thought it was easy, so I just thought, yeah, I'll just do that. So when I started talking to people about wanting to do this or starting this, I got told that it was extremely saturated. I also saw this online, of course, that the business model is extremely saturated, but I never really believed in saturation. I know that sounds dumb, but I just thought if the service is still needed by businesses, which it is, social media ads are needed by businesses even to this day, because otherwise small businesses wouldn't grow and other businesses wouldn't surpass other businesses in market share. So social media ads are needed. And if you're good at what you do, then I don't really see how it wouldn't. I don't see how starting a business, being better than everyone else with a service that is needed in the market, if you just are better than everyone. I know it sounds cliche, but if you just dedicate time to making your service the best it can, I don't think saturation can get in the way because you'll just be better. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I just do think you have to outwork your competition in a scenario like that. If you really want to sell a specific service, people are telling you it's saturated, but you really want when I sell that service. Just do it anyway. Just make sure you're the hardest worker in that niche. And I did do that for a while, and it was working. It wasn't making me as much money as the short form content agency, but it was still making me a decent amount of money to the point where it was worth my time. And, you know, I was making money by myself. I thought, you know, this is still good. So it did work for a while, but I hit another wall, and it was a wall that I put up myself, pretty much. Early 2024, everyone around me was telling me to stop, to focus on my A-levels, to focus on my studies. They were technically right, but it wasn't the fact that they were right that made me stop. I was getting pressure from my family, pressure from others around me in the community to just put it to a side because, you know, I can always do this another time. I have to focus on my studies now. It was mainly the pressure rather than the point of, you know, it's my studies, I should do it. It wasn't that was stopping me. It was the pressure that I was getting from people around me that ended up making me sell the business. But instead of completely getting away from the online business space, because I don't think I would have been able to do that, I decided to go into remote sales, which is I basically did sales for other companies on a commission basis because I wanted to still develop my sales skills, because I don't want to lose something like that, because agency business, service-based businesses are majority just sales. You just gotta be able to sell correctly. If you can sell correctly, you can pretty much sell any service if you are a good salesman. So I just didn't want to lose that skill by not having my own business, and it did save me a lot of time, to be fair, not having to worry about any sort of back end crap. I just have to sell and that's it. This obviously wasn't making me as much money as, you know, having my own business, but it was still making me like a little bit to just keep me afloat and keep me satisfied eventually. Obviously, while I was doing this in my spare time, I was still, you know, keeping up with the online, mainly agency business world, because, you know, agency is where I found my success. It's where I found, you know, that I actually enjoyed business. I wanted to keep up with how the agency model was keeping up. So I was just, you know, still watching agency videos for fun, still researching it, I guess, but I was doing it for entertainment, really. This is around the time where AI agencies started to pop up a lot on my feed. I'd watch a lot of videos about chatbots, you know, persona bots, things like this that people would develop and sell to creators or to other businesses or whoever. A friend of mine who's really into AI, I wouldn't say he's into AI, he's just quite intelligent. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's very competent with the whole AI stuff. So we would talk about it a lot, and it intrigued us a lot. And whenever I had an idea or he had an idea, he would always map it out. He'd create the idea, make it come to life, make an AI bot for it. And, you know, it had a lot of potential, but I still had this whole thing of school just over my head that it made me think that I couldn't do anything. So we didn't actually pursue anything. We just, you know, spoke about it, and we developed, well, he developed the services. I was just pitching some ideas or thinking about how I could sell the ideas, stuff like that. But this did show me that there is potential for an AI agency model business even to start tomorrow. A few months before my exams, I quit the sales job completely. I decided, let me just focus on my studies for the couple months I have left, and then I'll go back to whatever venture I want to go on to after my A-levels. I didn't really do much at all. I was just waiting for summer to start. But now that exams are over, my holiday is over, I want to go straight back into it, but with a completely different approach. This time, I feel like I've got a good roadmap. I know what I need to do in certain areas to succeed, because I've learned so much about it over the last couple of years, doing it myself, and also having probably hundreds of hours in understanding and learning on how online business works, and also having probably hundreds and hundreds of hours of actually working on them myself. So I feel like because of that, I had created a good enough roadmap in my head that I wrote down that I want to pursue now going forward. This YouTube channel is where I'm going to document pretty much everything I do. Every time I sit down to do a piece of work, anything to do with business online, I'll put my camera up, I'll press record, and I'll document the entire thing. I want to be completely authentic. I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to, you know, bend the truth or make it look like I've just made $3,000 in a week or anything like that. I'm going to start from scratch, and I'm going to record the whole thing. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. I've done it in the past, but you guys will be able to see how I do it and what I do from the very start, completely authentic. I'm not going to leave anything out. I'm literally going gonna go step by step, because I've been in a situation where I'm trying to learn something or I'm trying to watch something and they miss steps because they just assume that the viewer is gonna know what they're doing because they know what they're doing. They get the general idea, but there's little steps that they don't cover. And that really angered me when I was trying to learn, you know, certain skills. So I'm literally gonna go into as much detail as I possibly can. At the same time, documenting my own journey, I also want to help people with stuff that they struggle on within their own business, or a business they're willing to start, or they're wanting to start, or whatever. I'm gonna have a couple of different playlists. I'm gonna have the series where I have my own business and I document everything that I've just mentioned, and also another playlist of videos that will be about teaching people how to make money or how to do a certain skill, or just general business tips and ideas and tricks and stuff like that. Just general business videos, anything like that. I'll just search on the internet what people are, you know, needing to learn, and I'll go into as much detail as possible, just like I will with the series I will start on creating my own new business. People can also watch for complete entertainment if you want. I mean, I don't see why you'd want to be fair. I don't know why you'd want to watch this for entertainment unless you're, you know, thinking about doing something in the future yourself and you're just stalling like I was for ages, which is fair enough, but I don't think you should stall. I think you should just start. But with the videos I post, with the how-tos, the tutorials, or just my general, you know, my general business, I will just go into as much detail as possible. I'll record every single part of it because I just don't want to leave anything out. The videos might end up being a little bit long, but it's for people to learn, so I don't really care. So if you are someone who is looking to make money online, or just wants to understand how money is made online, then just watch these videos and they will probably help you. I just want to make one thing clear before the video ends. This isn't a highlight reel. This isn't me showing off. This isn't me trying to, you know, make myself look like something bigger than everyone else. I'm not trying to do that. It's not a highlight reel. I genuinely just want to help people. I'm not going to sell any courses. I'm not going to sell anything really. I'm literally just going to teach people how to do online business and document my whole journey for my own personal reasons, but also I've been in a situation where there isn't enough content creators, or there's a lack of content creators who really go into detail of how to do certain things, and that is why I wanted to start this channel, because now that I've developed enough understanding, I think I have the credentials to teach people as well. You can subscribe if you want to just keep up to date with any videos I post. If you want a specific video made, or a how-to made, or a tutorial on anything, just you can either message me on Instagram, it's in the description, or you can just comment it. There's probably not many comments. Just started this channel, so I'll probably see it, so I'll just make a video on that. But yeah, that's all I've got really. But yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know either on Instagram or in the comments.